What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel. How we doing?
Episode 50. We made it to 50, people. 50 episodes of Let's Talk Movies. Can you all believe that? Unbelievable. 50 episodes.
Hell, even I don't believe it, guys. Honestly.
I'll tell you what. On one hand, I'm almost like, you know what? I'm partially like, wow, we are at 50 episodes. And then another part of me is like, that's it? Because I feel like we've done way more. Because if you factor in Purely and Simply Evil, the 2 episodes we've done for that, that huge Halloween watch along we did, plus all of the Let's Talk Movie news shows that we did when that show was still going on.
Yeah.
It's just been a lot. But guys, we have a huge show tonight. We're going to celebrate with you guys. We're going to talk with whatever you guys want to talk about. We're going to hang out, have some Q&A, but we are also going to chat about Disney, I almost said Disney Investor Day, Disney Plus Day 2021, and all of the crazy Marvel stuff that dropped today. So before we get any of that, Miguel, 50 episodes. How you doing?
It's a little bit of deja vu, man. It's deja vu.
It is.
Because honestly, we're pretty much talking about like the exact same event to a certain degree. On our first episode, and here we are at a 50th. That's insane. And yeah, I do agree with the fact that dude, we did a lot more than just our usual 50 episodes. And that's insane. Can you believe that?
I know. Like, it's been 50 episodes of this show, but like if we counted every show we've done, I guarantee you we've been over 100. You know what I mean? Like, if every single show would have been an episode of this show, we would have been over 100. But it's just,
100%.
It's crazy to think about, like, how far this has come in 11 months. And it's, like you said before, it's kind of poetic, the fact that we're talking about this big Marvel drop. When, if you don't know, the thing, I wish I could find that paper. I know it's here somewhere. I know it is. I have it somewhere.
Don't worry. I think Molly, chewed it up.
I have it somewhere, but I have a sheet that was the very first sheet. That was episode 1. When Disney Investor Day happened last year, all of the Marvel stuff that dropping was so exciting, and I was so, both of us, we were so like encapsulated by that, and we were texting back and forth. I mean, it was like, I remember when it was dropping, and we were getting like the WandaVision reveal and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier reveal and all of this Phase 4 stuff. I was like, we couldn't even keep up with talking about it. Like, it was just like, we got to talk, go now. And that was the birth of this show. That was when I texted Miguel and I was like, hey, I have an idea. And the rest is history. So
late at night too, if I might add. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I was already in bed, my head on the pillow, and then Brad was like, hey, I got a brilliant idea. I said, is it you texting me tomorrow morning? Because I'm tired.
But it worked out, though. It worked out to have a late night text from me. You
did.
Always love me late night.
I know, right? Sometimes late night texts are just a bad idea, but yours, so far, it's been a great idea, guys. So props to you, man.
So
props
here, I'm drinking. I'm out of beer. I don't know why. There's no beer in my fridge at all. So I'm drinking an old fashioned with Jim Beam whiskey. So here's to 50 episodes of Let's Talk Movies, my friends.
50 episodes.
50 episodes. So let's head over to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Tori M says, hello.
Hello,
Perry. Barry or Perry. Hello, Tori. Nice to see you. The Maniacs in the Mailbox. Absolutely, he is 336 days until Halloween ends.
That is true, my friend.
43 hours until Halloween ends, and 482,561,000 minutes.
You're killing me, man.
Until Halloween ends.
That's exciting stuff.
To say that the Oct is counting down the seconds.
Yeah, comment us the seconds. I want to know the seconds. You better give it to me.
It's not a stretch. So, Art says, "Hey, Brad and Miguel, congrats on your 50th. Thank you so much, brother. Congrats on 50. You guys are the best, man. And that's a huge thank you. And that's what I love. We for a long time we did do our pre-recorded shows.
We did, and they were bonkers to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing the live shows because we've said this before, and it sounds cliche and kind of dumb, but like Let's Talk Movies, like we wanted that to be more than Miguel and I. And being able to talk to you guys is part of the reason why we wanted to do this, because
He got tired of talking to me. Let's not beat around the bush.
I got sick of I get sick of Miguel. I need him in doses. I'm kidding.
Of all the people that says that,
I'm kidding. No, but it's such an important thing to me, and it has been, being a part of even the We Watched a Movie community and this whole movie podcast community on YouTube that like I never knew was there until a few years ago, really until probably about summer of 2019 maybe, is when I realized that, I was like, wow, there's like a whole community of people on YouTube who are dedicated and invested in movies and in talking about movies and sharing information. And I don't know, man, I fell in love with it, and the rest is history. I mean, here we are right now, and we're doing our own thing, and it's just amazing to think that we're actually doing that. You know what I mean? There are still times I think to myself, I'm like, holy crap, like this is really happy. You know what I mean? It's almost mind blowing, because like I've said before, this is something I never would have ever considered myself doing.
Same
you know
here.
What I mean?
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm one of the many that just spends hours on edge just on YouTube, and me not thinking at all that I would ever put myself officially on YouTube for eternity. Yeah, it's impressive for me to think that like last year I was just watching YouTube videos. Now we're on YouTube, so
yeah,
it's
definitely.
props, and we have a following, and then we have a community right now that loves talking about movies, and
absolutely,
it's great, love it.
Yep, and the Oct chimes in 28,953,100 seconds until Halloween ends. Art says, I have beer and wine in my fridge, but I love me a good old fashioned. Man, I do too. Now, so funny story. I was in Walmart probably about a year ago, and they had it was old fashioned mix. It was like the mixer. So it's literally like 2 shots of Jim Beam plus like a shot of the mixer to make the old fashioned. So it's not like a legit, like I crafted a cocktail in my kitchen. It's a mixer, but it still tastes good actually.
That's so disrespectful.
That
is so disrespectful.
Myself, more than anything. But so guys, like we said, crazy show. We are going to save some time to chat with you guys. But we are going to also kind of go back to our roots, for lack of a better word. And we're going to talk about Disney Plus Day and all the Marvel stuff that dropped today, because like we said before, if it wasn't for Disney Investor Day 2020, this show wouldn't exist. And it's a large part. I'm wearing my Infinity Saga shirt right now. And an interesting,
my Star Wars shirt. Because some Star Wars stuff dropped too for Disney.
I know
Disney
we do need to start talking
exciting.
some Star Wars at some point too. We do. And I'll admit that, because I know for those of you who don't know, Miguel is a huge Star Wars guy. I am a lukewarm Star Wars fan. I like it, but I'm not like, I watch the movies every single year and I know every detail about everything, every character and everything that happened in the lore. I'm just like, that's cool.
And obviously there wasn't much to go off of this year in regards to Star Wars. Obviously, yeah, we had the Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch, but when it came down to later on this year, it was all about Halloween, and I know I had to give the wheel to my boy Brad, because he was, as you could see, everyone was hyped about it. And hey, guess what? You got a new fan for Halloween, so props to you, man. Yeah. So now my goal is to make you a full-on fan of the good old Star Wars universe.
It's not that I'm not a Star Wars fan. It's funny, because ironically, the thing that got me into Star Wars, I remember my dad was a huge Star Wars guy. Like he had the VHS box sets and everything, which I'm sure are worth a ton of money now. Like honestly, we might still have them somewhere. But it's funny, because when I was little, my mom and I sat down and tried to watch A New Hope, and I couldn't
on VHS.
On VHS, and I was like,
damn.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is this? Like, and I had no interest in it. And then when Rogue One came out, I went with I actually didn't see that with you, I don't believe. No, I went with a couple other buddies of mine, and I loved Rogue One. And that was coming from somebody who knew nothing about, I mean, I knew the basics, but I didn't know like the deep Star Wars lore and all that stuff. I adored and still adore Rogue One. It's my favorite Star Wars film. Period.
Well,
It's my favorite one.
Hey, you're not alone in that. It's probably one of the strongest installments.
It was a very successful.
It was one of the strongest
film,
installments in the franchise. Now in the modern years.
Yeah.
So hey, you're not alone there. So that's mainly the reason why I haven't talked much about Star Wars, because my opinions on it is very skewed right now. They have been dropping the ball, except for the animated in the Disney Plus series. They've been knocking it out of the park, but in regards to movies, they've been lackluster. So
what is the new? Is it the Book of Boba Fett? Is that
the Book of Boba Fett?
Is that one of the new shows? Yeah.
Yep. So, the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think now that honestly, I think part of the problem, and it's funny because my mom actually just chimed in the chat and said, we didn't even finish it. We turned it off after 10 minutes. Like I had zero interest. I had zero interest in it. It just didn't appeal to me for whatever reason. And it didn't for a long time. I actually have the first 3 films. I have them over here. So honestly,
probably collecting dust.
It'd be
honestly.
I've never watched them. I've never watched them. That'd be a good commentary for us, Miguel. I think that'd be a good. Let me ask you a question though. If we're gonna do a commentary for the Star Wars films or a commentary series, do you go in order or do you go in release order? Like chronological order or order of release? I know people are picky. Star Wars people are picky about that.
You see, the only problem with that is that we know the story as a whole already. Going chronologically or going through the years it came out, those are for people that are genuinely new to it. They have a good idea. They obviously know the big plot twist and The Empire Strikes Back, but that's mainly for people that are like beginning to like watch Star Wars. That's like if you're starting to date a girl and you're like, hey, you should get into Star Wars, and she's like, I don't know. that's whenever you pull out the chronological or the installments here. So yeah. But we'll talk about a lot more as soon as the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian season 3 comes out. So,
and honestly, you and I briefly talked about this on the phone the other night. There were a couple comments about Spider-Man No Way Home being dark and brutal, and like Peter is gonna suffer. He's gonna lose people close to him. And I saw this morning, I didn't click on it. As much as I was tempted to click that button when I woke up this morning, kind of scrolling, I know Mikey Sutton, I believe, from Geekosity, posted a whole list of like people who were supposed to die in Spider-Man No Way Home, because apparently there are a lot of characters who are supposed to die. I'm sure some of those are villains, but again, we don't know. But I'm sure one of the most I don't even know what the word is, probable characters to die is Happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you and I briefly talked about that. Like, maybe Jon Favreau wants to take more of a behind-the-scenes role of not only the Marvel stuff, but the Star Wars stuff, too. I think he's kind of wanting to step back. And I think he'll definitely still be involved with Marvel, don't you?
Oh,
I don't think he'll step back from Marvel. I mean, he's too invested. You know what I mean? Guys like him and Kevin Feige they basically run the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I do think maybe he is wanting to take a step back from playing the role of Happy, and maybe he'll, want to just take on Star Wars a little bit more. Art's got a good question. If you guys had to be a character from Star Wars, who would you be? Miguel, I got to think about that for a second. Who would you be if you could be a character from Star Wars?
If I had to be a character from Star Wars, damn, that is a good question. I would say like an actual character, or just what would I be down there? Because that's honestly like, if I'm going to be a character, I would definitely be obvious, like new. Before, I would always want to be Chewbacca, because just have that be that burly creature, just absolutely dominating the universe. Yeah. But now I would love to be Mando. I love his story. I love the whole bounty hunter. I'm glad they're opening that up and they're expanding everything about it, and especially with the story, the Book of Boba Fett. Like, that's going to be interesting to watch, even though it's not necessarily going to be about bounty hunting, but it's going to be interesting. So those are my two choices.
Well, it follows his story, though, right?
Huh?
It follows his story, though.
Yeah, it follows Boba Fett's story, but not him as like a bounty hunter. It's like him like coming back and
personally, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, that'd be kind of hard. Jar Jar.
Fuck you.
No, not Jar Jar. I don't know.
You got this.
Han Solo, maybe? If I had to choose which one I could be, I don't know.
He's a fuck boy. No,
I
okay.
don't know. But that's a good question, man. Matthew K, what's going on, buddy? He says, is Myers supernatural now? The stuff he took from the mob, no man could survive that. Tommy Doyle was a letdown. Well, I agree with you that Tommy Doyle, his death was a huge letdown. I've said this before, that Tommy's death needed, if they were going to kill off Tommy, that needed to be a big deal, because literally in a way, the entire first Halloween film is about Tommy, the boogeyman is real, the boogeyman is real, the boogeyman is real. And Laurie being like, no, he's not. And when Laurie, at the end, when Loomis shoots him and she says, was that the boogeyman? Or it was the boogeyman. And Loomis says, as a matter of fact, it was. That was her realization of like, oh my God, Tommy was right. So I feel like that moment where Tommy and Myers actually like come face to face there should have been a little bit more of a battle. And I feel like Tommy's death should have been a little bit more emotional. They didn't give it the time that it deserved. As far as Michael being supernatural, I was actually listening to the Fandom Empire stream from the other night. And let me say this, we're going to do an entire Halloween Ends show, because I know some new stuff just came out from David Gordon Green's interview on forgive me, I don't know, is it Up Rocks? Is that the podcast? I don't know. But he said that, he sent John Carpenter the final draft of Halloween Ends, and he asked him if it was too Christine, which, if you know anything about Christine, it's about a possessed car that controls her. So where are we, like, I don't know. I'm a little scared for Halloween Ends, because I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, it's not the mask, obviously, but is it his house? Is his house controlling him? Like, I don't want to know that. Like, I feel like, again, Michael should just stay like an enigma. He should just stay Michael. Like, there's no reason there. Who knows why? It doesn't matter why. He does. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to get a little scared, but we're going to do a whole Halloween Ends episode where we talk about that. We talk about our theories. We talk about what we know so far, how we would like it to end. Because there's also a lot of talk about what's going to happen after Halloween Ends, and I'm a little scared with that too, because I don't kill
Damn,
Michael Myers.
Brad's not confident right now with the franchise.
This is coming from a diehard. Look behind me. I am a diehard Halloween fan. Kill Michael Myers. Like, it's time to kill him. And Laurie better do it. I don't want to see Hawkins do it. I don't want to see Allison do it. Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode needs to kill Michael Myers.
This ain't Harry Potter.
Okay,
Harry Potter, or like Harry Potter needs to be the one, or Voldemort needs to be it.
A Harry
what
is battle between them?
Halloween Ends going to be Laurie Strode finding all the Horcruxes of Michael Myers?
Oh my God!
What's one of them? His mask.
She's got to get rid of the house. She's got to get rid of the mask.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Good Lord, I don't know, man.
I was about to say his Horcruxes are going to be about like 50 or so. I'm just saying.
Matthew K. Something in Myers is possessed. His childhood mask and clown outfit may be buried under the house. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is that a Horcrux?
When he said that about I don't know. When he said that about the Christine comment, I think everybody was kind of like, what? Like,
where we go with this? Yeah,
I know. Like, what's going on? What's going on? So I don't know. Art says Matthew K. Loomis said that in H78, but in H4, which isn't canon but still holds the true line when he asked if he is purely and simply evil. Yeah, I mean, that's he's just evil. I think he just needs to stay in that enigma. He just needs to stay evil. That's it.
Yeah, I preferred whenever they did the flashback in Halloween Kills, and it had Hawkins and his partner talking about it. They mentioned how like weird Michael was, and then for whatever reason he just snapped. That is it.
There's nothing else.
All I need to know.
Motive. There is no like. I mean, honestly, I kind of liked what they did in Halloween. I think for all the criticisms I have about Halloween Kills, Myers was handled perfectly. I think it it really did kind of further the mystique and the weirdness of him. Like, I mean, like little things, you know, when he drugged the guy up on the, I mean, he was already dead, but when he drugged the poor guy up on the counter and he was like, he had knives and he was like he would stab a knife into him and then he'd grab another one and kind of be like, oh, what does this one do? Like, and he was like, it was like he was playing almost like a little kid, like playing with his food. You know what I mean? Little things like that. The fact that he just wanted to go home, like literally every single time, like when he finally got home, like he was just happy, like he was just content at being home. And then of course somebody had to come and piss him off again. But like I don't need to know why he wants to go home. I don't want the house to be haunted and it's possessing him and it's causing him to go back and it's causing him to be psycho. Like I don't want to know that. Like screw, you know what I mean? I think it's fine being weird enough, the fact that he just wants to go home, like because he just does. Like that's it. That's all.
It's much scarier for us to think that he's just like a 7-year-old kid in a 60-year-old man's body.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's more scary to think of it like that.
Yeah.
Because
Matthew K, that's a perfect way of putting it. Humans look for answers, but the mystery is more scary. You wondering why he wants to go home. You wondering, why does he kill? Why does he have this like murderous rage in him? I mean, that's scarier. It's almost scarier not knowing. It is scarier not knowing why versus what's, you know what I mean? Versus, you know, what's going on. J Dead, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Miguel, look at the chat if you haven't already. This is why. Look at the chat before I do this, because as soon as I do this, it's going to go away.
Oh.
Yep.
Dang.
Goodbye. I don't know who you are. Get out of my show. We're going to need mods soon. I'm telling you. If you would like to be a moderator on our show,
I guess so. Because I don't really follow the commenters. So hey, by all means, if you want to be a moderator, just hit us up and we'll see what we can do.
We said it kind of jokingly the other day about, I was like, do you think we need chat mods yet? And Miguel was like, nah, not really. And now it's like the last 3 or 4 episodes we've gotten spammed in the chat. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I don't have time for that crap.
That's fine. And that was a pretty rough bot right there.
Yeah, that was rough.
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Definitely. More trolls. Happy 50th. You guys made it. We did, man. I guess you've made.
That's what I told him. No.
When you start getting trolls, you've made
Brad was literally like thrown off and upset with how he's had to deal with these trolls, and I literally had to talk him down. I was like, listen, man. We got trolls.
Miguel's like, this is a good thing.
It's a good thing, man.
This is positive.
People are watching us. The YouTube algorithm's giving us trolls. Hey, by all means, give us as much as you want. Doesn't mean we have to control it and contain it, but hey, it's a good problem to have.
I don't know.
It's a milestone if you think about it.
It is. It's a milestone.
Yeah, there
you go. Real quick, J Dead says the Myers house and ends will be demolished, and Myers returns to the only other home he knows, Smith's Grove. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I know there's been a lot of rumors about Halloween Ends taking place in Smith's Grove. So, and I'd be down for that. I mean, I'd be okay. I'd be okay if it was done correctly. I'd be okay.
If I found out Michael Myers had escaped, I would immediately grab me a stick of dynamite and just throw it in that house. I'd be like, listen, Big John, Little John, get out. Because literally flicking that bitch in there. Put me on the register, NSA, because I still stand by it.
He'd be sitting there looking out the window and dynamite would fly in the window and he'd just go.
Boom.
He'd look at it and be like, whatever.
And then after all the ashes, he's just standing there and like in all the rubble, like fucking Superman and Batman v Superman. He's just like,
the dust cloud clears and he's still just standing there. I'm like, what? Oh man. Jay says he'd be glad to mod. Thanks, Jay. We'll get all of that set up soon. I'm not worried about it. It's not. If we were having bigger shows where there were like 100 people in here, then it'd be like, okay, we need them now. But I'm not worried about it. We'll set it up at some point.
Yeah.
But congrats on 50. Love you, man. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Pete. Well, moving away from 1945,
Yeah. Yeah, and I got to say this too. My parents and my wife have been unbelievably supportive of this too, because it takes a lot of time. It does. And you know that
Shout
too.
out to you
Both
guys.
of
You
us
guys
know.
you guys are literally taking a lot of your time with him to be with me. And while that's hard for you to take, it's appreciative. So I'll give him that.
Well, Miguel, you and I are basically married, so
there you go.
It's okay. We were at that wedding we were at. The guy who's getting married, his dad was like, "Where's?" He asked me. He was like, "Where's your other half?" And Miguel grabbed my thigh and said, "I'm right here."
I forgot about that. It always makes me feel uncomfortable.
Matthew K says maybe Hawkins is the key to stopping Myers to just bring back Busta Rhymes.
I said the same thing.
Could you imagine you have this whole serious storyline and then Busta Rhymes like busting the door at the. I mean, it's just like Michael and Lori are like going head, just duking it out, and Busta Rhymes just busts through, and it's like trick or treat, motherfucker. He just goes for it, man. Oh, good lord!
I need him in a cameo at least. Like, give him a cameo.
No,
just like I don't care. Just have him in a cart, drive around the scene, just so I can say, "Oop, there's Busta Rhymes."
Same thing with people who want Danielle Harris to be a cameo. No. Why would you want them to be like the convenience store clerk for like 30 seconds? Like, why?
For the fans, man. Do it for the fans. Fuck out of here.
It's my least favorite movie, though. That's the thing, man.
But you bring up Busta Rhymes every time we bring up Michael Myers, so who says about that?
My God. Oh, Jay Did says, by the way, did you all see the Haddonfield Nightmare Braden Timmons fan film? No, it looks really good. I haven't seen it yet.
And there's a Halloween game too. We need to review on that.
But Miguel's coming over tomorrow, and we're gonna watch a couple. We're gonna do a couple of commentaries. We're gonna get more purely and simply evil stuff going, and that actually brings up a good point. So I know this is probably gonna be like blasphemy to a lot of Halloween fans. Do you want us to go in release order, or do you want us to go timelines? Because I'm thinking for time, if we're gonna do commentaries and if we're gonna do all the Halloween films, I'm thinking, and I haven't even had a chance to talk to you about this. What do you guys think? Tell us in the chat. Do you want us to do? I was thinking maybe we already have commentaries for 78 and 18.
And Rob Zombies.
And we've done both of Rob Zombies, which I'm sure we'll revisit Rob Zombies at some point. That maybe even do the Cole Edits version of Rob Zombies Halloween 1 and 2, because that's dope. Do you know what that is, Miguel? I don't know if I've ever even talked to you about that.
Is that a director's cut or something?
No, there's a guy on YouTube. He basically edited Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 together, but he took out all the trashy crap and all of the stuff that's like dumb. And he essentially cut them together into one film, and it's better than Rob Zombie's cut.
Does it include like the My Chemical Romance scene like in Rob Zombie 2?
No, it stops. Like Rob Zombies 2 stops at the hospital. Like it doesn't do the rest of the white horse and all that crazy. Like it doesn't get crazy.
So wait, Rob Zombie
it takes out all of
that little edit only has like 20 minutes of Rob Zombie 2 and that's it?
It's got a little bit more than that, but
okay.
It's got a little bit more, but it's awesome, man. So it'd be fun to do that. We're gonna revisit all of that. But I was even thinking maybe because we want to get some Christmas horror in there too, since we're moving into, we'll do Black Christmas, The Shining, stuff like that. What?
If we're gonna go back in Black Christmas, man, I gotta gear up. I gotta gear up some more liquor just so I can.
Oh, we gotta do commentary. We gotta do Black Christmas. It's me, Billy. We gotta get commentaries going for that, man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe even do either. I don't know. We could. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. Maybe do H2 and H4. H2 is going to be next, Halloween 2, because I think you'll like Halloween 2 a lot. So, and again, like we said, Miguel is kind of new to all of this. He's seen bits and pieces of the other films, but like you've never really watched them all straight through, have you?
No, not really.
So
no.
It'll be fun. So you're gonna get my diehard fan base knowledge, and you're gonna get Miguel's initial reactions, and then we'll do a live show and we'll talk about those with you guys. So
it's gonna be a clusterfuck, but it'll be fun.
And like I said, if you don't know Purely and Simply Evil, it's our other let me pull this up, our other show where we're just gonna revisit classic horror films. We're not just gonna do the Halloweens. We're gonna do I don't know. I'm kind of thinking by season. Like we'll do the Halloween stuff because we're still in the fall. We're still in that atmosphere. We'll do Christmas. We'll get into summer, spring. We'll do all that stuff. So it'll be a good time. All right, let's do this. So today, obviously, Disney Plus Day. Big day for Marvel Studios fans. I know, big day for Disney fans, really. There were a lot of different things. Couple of things that stuck out to me besides Marvel. Prey. Did you see about that? Which is the Predator prequel.
Oh shit! I didn't even fucking hell.
Which Disney is handling, which is strange. I'm very curious to see what Disney does with the Predator franchise, because that's like, I would have never
gory shit.
I would have never envisioned the mouse owning Predator. That's a strange thought.
It is, and if I'm not mistaken, am I looking at? No, I'm probably looking at a fan picture of it. But hey, it looks like damn, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like the Predator franchise has been like on a good road, let's be honest, since Predators has kind of gone down or something like that. So, I mean, hey, if Disney thinks they can make something with the Predator franchise, by all means, go for it.
Yeah. Honestly. I mean, screw it. We got nothing but time. I'm not worried. Let's check this out. Let's check out Predator. All right, here we go. Can you all see that?
Oh, so that's what I saw.
Yeah, that's what you saw. Predator prequel Prey to stream on Hulu in summer 2022. It will stream on, and it'll be on Disney Plus and Star as well. And we kind of actually talked about this like not that long ago. So there's some concept art. It looks dope. The concept art is really cool. If you don't know, we're traveling backwards.
I'm confused because it was supposed to be like a
this is not
before like general technology.
Yeah, it's indigenous.
But why is she wearing a Hollister shirt? That's what I'm confused about.
Okay, it's concept art. So it's cool concept art though. I like him, like the Predator, or him or her, the Predator behind them. Jay Des says Disney Predator, Bambi's mom dies in a whole new way.
Fucking hell. Wouldn't that be a startup, right?
Oh my god. That'd be crazy, dude. So let's see. Let me move back here. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Prey, which is set in the Predator universe with an indigenous woman as its lead, will stream on Hulu in the United States in summer 2022. In some international markets, it will stream on Disney Plus under the Star brand, and in Latin America, it will premiere on Star Plus. Reports about the existence of a Predator reboot were out there, but its first look title and the timing of its release were officially announced on Friday as part of its Disney Plus Day promotional event. We already know that. Prey is produced by Jane Myers and is one of the Slate films. Filmed from 20th Century Studios. Prey is directed by Dan Trachtenberg of 10 Cloverfield Lane. Official logline is set in the world of, I'm probably going to butcher this, the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. The action thriller follows Naru, the skilled warrior who fiercely protects her tribe against a highly evolved alien predator. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't really. I think that the most interesting thing about that film and about that direction is that we're not going to see. Usually in Predators, which I actually really enjoyed Predators when they're on the planet, and it's almost like the Predators are having like a game as to like who can kill the most humans. And I know there were Easter eggs for the xenomorphs and stuff like that. But I quite enjoyed that movie, actually. I saw that in the theaters, too.
The Comanches is the same thing that the same... Johnny Depp played as a Comanche. And what was it? What was that movie? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I forgot what it's called. It's like a Wild West where like the guy dies and he gets resurrected.
I have no idea.
Tonto and... someone else.
Yeah. I never saw it. What is it called? That's gonna kill me.
Well, nevertheless, Johnny Depp plays like that tribe. Remember. So like if that's a general idea, I know Johnny Depp's portrayal of them is far away from what you would expect,
right?
If you know the Comanches, but it's still a cool concept because you're literally taking like the most indigenous feel of that we know in alien form taking on one of the most indigenous tribes in the United States, and that's a pretty dope concept.
Well, and it's cool because there's a couple of things to think about. Obviously, you're going to get indigenous people who don't have modern technology fighting a predator, and that's going to be kind of interesting to see how they go about that, because there's a lot of creative things they can do with that. But you're also, the big question is, if this is set hundreds of years ago, are the predators going to be as technologically evolved as we've seen them in the past? You know what I mean?
No, it's going to be like the most basic. It's going to be level 1 predator.
Because
like,
I mean,
if you're playing RPG, you're getting level 1 predator.
Even if you look at, obviously the first Predator film was Schwarzenegger, to Predator 2, which when he's in New York with Don Glover and stuff like that. I mean, there from that to Predators, and to even from Alien versus Predator and Alien versus Predator Requiem, there's a very obvious like technology difference from those Predators to what we see. I mean, even, one of the things that I loved about the Predators movie with Adrian Brody, and who else? There were a lot of pretty decent actors in that Predators movie.
There was.
Topher Grace was in that movie as well. But even the different species of predators, like, I thought that was really cool and creative. I was like, oh, like that's pretty dope. Like, I mean, I had a weird predator fascination for a while when I was like in like middle school. Like I watched them all and I binged them all the time. Like I loved it.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I have the Alien versus Predator box set. I have both films in the box set. Over on my horror shelf. Yeah, I have Requiem too. They're fun. I love them, man. I know they're probably not the best movies ever, but like they're fun,
Hey, story-wise, it pretty much like jump-started the whole Predator love. Yeah. Ever since, even after like Predator 2 with Danny Glover, like when Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem came out, like it jump-started the franchise again. Like everyone started wanting to know more about these two aliens. And honestly, like, if you are a Predator fan, you'll probably know more than me, but I know there's like a hierarchy. They like, there's like evolutions of these fucking creatures, and it kind of got a little tacky, so to speak. If you guys may agree with me, like all the way up to the most recent one, I forgot what it was about. I think Keegan Michael Peel was in that. Keegan Michael Key or something like that.
Oh, that one. I forgot about that.
That's the most recent one I know.
I haven't even seen it.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, and literally they made like the full like alpha predator. Man, they made that man OP as fuck. So I mean, I was like, where do you go from here? Like, so it's nice to know that they're gonna do a prequel. I would love to see like the first generation of predators. I want to see like how they actually worked with their surroundings.
Yeah, that'll be very cool. Real quick in the chat. Evil of Haddonfield. Sorry I'm late, guys. No worries, brother. We're just glad you're here. Matthew K. New Predator film. Bear versus Predator would be cool. Dude, it'd be Brother Bear. Like Brother Bear versus Predator. I'm thinking about Predator crossing over in all these different like Disney films now. Comanche will kick the Predator's ass. Maybe.
I could totally see it.
That would be awesome. Could you imagine if it was like a complete flip and it was like the Predator had to defend himself against Native Americans?
Comanche?
Like that would be cool. I would be
that
down.
Would be cool.
The more and more I think about it, at first I was like, that's a little weird. But
I'm just saying, I would not want to bring up, if I was Disney, I would not want to put a movie where the Comanche is like the antagonist against the Predator.
Well, but it's not necessarily an antagonist because it's an alien. You know what I mean? It's not really like an antagonist kind of thing. I don't think about it like that. J-Dead says, I'd like to see a standalone Avengers versus Predators film since Disney has both now. You know what?
Hey, man.
A year ago, I'd have been like, nah. But you know what? They're starting to with this what if stuff, and now we're in the multiverse saga, which, Miguel, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. I think somebody from Marvel actually dropped the name Multiverse Saga the other day. Like,
didn't we know that already?
Well, we speculated that this was going to be, I mean, we had the Infinity Saga and now maybe the Multiverse Saga, but I think we're really moving towards this is going to be the Multiverse Saga of the MCU, that is going to be the main storyline, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I would definitely listen. Like for an epic, even if they did it as an animated episode of What If, which is getting a
Predator
season,
versus the Avengers.
right?
Fucking
Well,
hell.
I mean, they did like the zombie apocalypse Avengers thing. They did. I mean, like I could see it. You know what I mean? Could you imagine Tony Stark fighting a Predator? That would be dope. That'd be amazing.
I could see literally the Predator like getting a hold of his nanotech and it just being in credits.
See,
Like fuck yeah.
see, Jay Dead, man, you got the idea.
Hey,
Get
sounds
Kevin
like a dope
Feige on
idea.
the phone right now.
Kevin Feige's not happy at the moment to take calls. I'll tell you
He's
that
pissed
much.
about all the Spider-Man No Way Home leaks.
Yeah, he's losing all of his hair if he has any more.
Oh, we're the British Empire around the.
Oh, that is true.
Where were the British Empire around with the? Oh, I see what you're saying. Were the British Empire around with the Comanches in America could have flintlock guns? That's true. They could definitely have some guns.
That's true. But if I was taking on the Predator, the last thing I'd want is a flintlock gun. Just saying.
Dude's
I
got
don't need a
blaster
5-minute reload time in there. So
yeah.
unless I got a perk for a fast reload, yeah, I'm not touching.
If it's like the muzzle load where you gotta take the pag out and you gotta rip the thing and you gotta.
Yeah, I've seen a video of those
know what I
things.
mean?
Good.
Have you ever done one?
No, have you?
Yes. Real quick before I go to that, Jay did Hulk on Predator, dude. That'd be dope. The Hulk versus the Predator.
That does sound dope,
dude. But yeah, dude. So where we're from in Kentucky, there was a big Civil War battle there, and they do a reenactment of it every year. And we, when I was in like middle school, we went to it one time, and they had somebody like you could shoot one of the like flintlock like one of those guns, and you got it. I mean it. Listen, you got to like take it out of your bag, out of your pocket. You got to rip the bullets out. You got to dump them in. You got to pour the powder in. You have to take the long tube and stuff it down like in the barrel. And then you can cock it and load it and go. But every time you take a shot, you have to do that. I mean, it takes you a good minute and a half to even get one shot out. Yeah. So like, yeah, against the
Predator, does not sound like a good thing to have.
Against the Predator, that would probably be a terrible weapon. Very true, LOL, slow gun. Yeah. So I don't know. Another thing that came out from Disney Plus Day, which I know this makes my wife very excited, and it's fun. Like, it's pretty cool. The Sanderson sisters are back, man. First official shot.
They did not age whatsoever. Can we talk about that?
See, I said the same thing. I told Jill, because my wife is a huge Hocus Pocus fan. And I said, when this picture came out, I was like, I think they look pretty good. Bette Midler, you can kind of see it a little bit, but with the makeup, I mean, and Kathy Nahimi, you can kind of see it. Nahimi, I'm not sure how you say her last name. But Sarah Jessica Parker looks good too. I mean, I think they look fine. Like they look pretty much like they did for the first film. I mean,
you see what happens when you don't use de-age and you use
exactly
makeup? No,
I am so against the de-age thing. I really am. Like, I feel like they could have made a way to make Otto Octavius look. They could have found a reason to make him like that in Multiverse. I mean,
I agree, but
I don't get it. But
they do what
whatever.
they do.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun movie, man. I'm excited to see what they do with Hocus Pocus Part 2. So let's do this. Now on to the main event of today's show. We're going to head over to Marvel.com, and we're going to talk about every Marvel release that is coming to Disney Plus. So let me make this a little bit bigger. So there it is, man. There is the official Disney Plus Day reveal for Marvel Studios. Every single show that is coming to Disney Plus within the next year. So overall,
that honestly, like quick little tidbit. Seeing that, I'm not surprised they didn't mention anything about Spider-Man.
What about No Way Home?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know
because this was a Disney Plus thing,
right?
Spider-Man No Way Home is not going to be in movie theaters, and I know a lot of people were expecting something or like a trailer or even like a sneak peek. This is like this entire day was for like the streaming service in general.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, and I don't know. There were two things that I know a lot of people were really hoping for. They were hoping for a No Way Home trailer, and they were maybe hoping for something about Fantastic Four, maybe a casting, maybe a casting announcement, maybe, I don't know, something about that. But I think No Way Home, they're saving that. I actually saw right before we went live, Daniel Rickman said it's coming next week officially. He was like, the trailer is dropping next week. It's coming. So
wow,
again,
someone said that last week too.
Again, I don't know. I hope that's true. Daniel Rickman has an incredible track record, and he honestly, out of all the leakers and out of all the industry insiders that I kind of keep my tabs on, Daniel
Like
Rickman is
Campia?
up there. No, not John Camp. I didn't even know who. This is no respect to him.
No disrespect to him.
He's been around for way longer than anybody I know has been around. I didn't even know who John Campia was until that night, until those leaks happened. I didn't even know who he was.
There you
and
go.
Again,
We're just
no disrespect
building the
I
movie
don't
community
know.
even more. As the weeks go by, building the movie community even more. So, hey,
Yeah.
which one here are you most excited for? Let's be honest.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Guys, in the chat, please let us know, out of all, what is this? 12 shows. Out of all 12 shows that are coming to Disney Plus, what Marvel series are you the most excited for? J Dead says Marvel Zombies is all I needed to hear. I'm all in, dude.
I'm interested. I'm interested to know
for?
which one they're gonna go with in that.
I'll tell you what, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot of things. I think, for me, I agree with Evil of Haddonfield, man. She-Hulk. And it's not necessarily for the She-Hulk character. I am very intrigued because given what we know about what's been rumored to be in the future, as many of you probably know, because we've actually talked about this a few times now, the Hulk, Bruce Banner, is rumored to have a massive storyline throughout this next saga, which is good because I'm a huge Hulk fan, and I've always, it's not been bad, obviously. I mean, there have been some incredible moments with the Hulk. I mean, I think still to this day, my favorite MCU moment is at the end of the first Avengers film when Bruce rides up and Cap says, "Now would be a really good time to get angry." And Bruce turns around and his eyes are green and he says, "That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry." And he just turns around and rails the Shatari thing as the Hulk. That is my favorite MCU scene of all time. And I think the Hulk has had a lot of really great moments, but I think the Hulk is one of those characters, and Miguel, I think you would agree with me on this. He has some of the richest comic book material of any of the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably has one of the most complex story out there right now.
That's a good way to put it. Complex. Yeah. Even if you look at some of the video games, like one of my favorite video games of all time, and I haven't played it in years, and I would love to. Hulk Ultimate Destruction from PS2. That was one of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite storylines. I mean, there's so many great storylines, and I think what's been rumored is that we are moving towards a World War Hulk storyline, where, if you don't know, the Illuminati, essentially, which we may be still a few years, we might even be
not
4 or 5
this
years
Illuminati,
away.
the Marvel
Illuminati confirmed, the X-Files.
Yeah, not that Illuminati. No. Please don't get us.
I love the Illuminati with Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, and who else is in the Illuminati? Miguel, help me out. I forget. Strange, Stark.
T'Challa, Black
T'Challa's
Panther,
in there.
Namor, Reed Richards.
Yeah, Reed Richards. Yeah. I forgot. Who's the? I always forget him. He hasn't made his MCU debut yet.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. Yeah, he's in there. But essentially, in the World War Hulk storyline, if you don't know, they deem the Hulk is too dangerous to stay on Earth. After Civil War, something happens and they deem the Hulk is too dangerous. So they end up knocking the Hulk out and sending him into space. And they're going to send Bruce Banner to this planet to just live by himself, like desolate, where there's no one to hurt. And essentially, something happens. The Hulk wakes up. He destroys the spaceship and crash lands on another planet. He ends up kind of fighting his way up rank into this other community. He falls in love. And the ship that he landed on explodes, killing like a ton of those people and the woman he loved. So the Hulk eventually ends up going back to Earth to fight the Illuminati and the Avengers. I mean, he ends up fighting the Avengers, fighting the Illuminati, fighting the X-Men. He breaks Doctor Strange's hands. I mean, like, it's dark. It's one of the darker Marvel storylines. So are you a little scared for that storyline, Miguel? Like, do you think they're not going to go as dark as they could with that?
Because it'll probably just be a branch universe that they do. Honestly, I'm thinking about it. It's gonna literally if they're gonna do a Planet Hulk movie, unless they do a TV show or even with the TV show. Oh, that story is gonna get nerfed so hard.
Yeah, you could make that storyline a rated R movie if you wanted to. That's how dark you could go with World War Hulk. Yep. It could be a rated R movie. And eventually, at the end of it, it ends up being all set up. The Hulk or the Illuminati was set up. They didn't do anything. They were actually trying to do the right thing. And the Hulk reaches critical mass, which, if you know, when the Hulk reaches critical mass, that's like Godzilla going nuclear. I mean, the Hulk ends up.
That is him going nuclear. They said it in the movie. He does go critical mass.
What, the Hulk?
No, Godzilla in the movie. They said he goes critical mass.
Right. So. I mean, the Hulk going critical. The Hulk essentially at the end of that storyline goes critical mass, and literally he hits the ground so hard he like fractures the eastern seaboard. Like, he creates a new fault line. I mean, it's wild. Like, it's just crazy. So I would love to see that storyline get played out because I'm a huge Hulk guy. So I am excited for She-Hulk because I think we are moving in that Hulk direction. But yeah, so Miguel, what about you? What are you most excited for of this new Disney Plus slate?
I would probably say Marvel Zombies, honestly.
Yeah,
because that's just
second, man.
Yeah, it's honestly, out of everyone, it's probably the one with the most interesting storylines to come out. If they do it like the comics, again, Marvel Zombies is going to get nerfed hard because you guys read the comics. That's some depressing shit. Not dark. It's not bad. It's just depressing seeing everything happen, especially Spider-Man. Yeah. If you read the comics, Jesus Christ, his storyline and the Marvel Zombies, it's depressing AF. So I doubt they will take that route. I doubt they would want all these characters to, kick the bucket in the way that they do. It's some pretty rough shit. So, but I am still excited to see how they do it because in the What If storyline that they did with Marvel Zombies, did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
they made it dark. They made it slightly depressing and morbid, but it was a good story, honestly. Yeah. And they left with a pretty dope ass cliffhanger, like Zombie Thanos with the 4 Infinity Stones. Some dangerous shit. Yeah.
No. Is there a show that you're just kind of like, whatever, like it's okay?
Out of this one?
Yeah, like that you're just kind of like meh about.
I Am Groot. I'm sorry, man.
I know that'll be I'll still watch it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'll tell you what's weird, and I love it. I think it's amazing. It's very strange seeing Marvel Studios over the X-Men logo. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, it's funny because we haven't gotten an MCU X-Men yet, so it's kind of strange to see that.
I know, right? So it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to go for it because they're basically starting off from the last episode of the X-Men, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's new episodes. It's not like they're remastering the show.
Mm-hmm. So hey, that'll be dope.
A couple chat messages from J-Dead. Zombies is my favorite graphic novel series of all time, other than The Watchmen. Yeah, man, it's amazing. It's definitely a crazy series. Agreed. Hulk Bruce Banner, one of the most tragic figures in comics ever. Dude, perfectly put. Bruce Banner is a tragic character.
Yeah,
his story is a tragedy. The storyline always has been engaging, absolutely. And he also says Planet Hulk will probably be a storyline for What If. See, I think that storyline deserves more than a What If episode. You know what I mean? I think the Planet Hulk or the World War Hulk story, we've already kind of had Planet Hulk with Thor Ragnarok, but the World War Hulk storyline, I feel like that deserves more than an episode of What If. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's such a big the whole thing with the Illuminati. Which again, if this is really the multiverse saga, if this entire saga. And who knows if they're going to go 3 phases. I mean, the Infinity Saga was 3 phases, but they might, who knows, they might only go 2 phases, and that's this saga. It If this is the multiverse saga, I think we are moving towards Secret Wars. I think we are moving towards the Illuminati, especially now that we know that the Fantastic Four is going to be a big deal. I could see I could even see Carol Danvers kind of taking Tony Stark's place in the Illuminati, since Tony isn't even there. You know what I mean?
She's too quote unquote patriotic and for the like the United States cause. Yeah, because if you look at Civil War, she was all about that. In Civil War 2, she was all about, like, you know, protecting the United States, and it was it's not something I would see her being in the Illuminati, because the Illuminati is literally in the gray, and Carol Danvers is not someone that's in the gray. She's gung ho for whatever's right, and yeah, she's not willing to like take innocent lives, so to speak.
Yeah.
To get the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I can see that. So let's talk a couple of different ones real quick. So the first one, X-Men 97. This is the animated series, the animated series from the 90s. They are bringing X-Men 97 back. So this is the original 90s show, but they are doing new episodes of that show. It's not going to be, it's not going to be like a reruns of the 90s series. The 90s series is already on Disney Plus. I've watched it. You can watch it. I was always more of a Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man, when it was from 93, 94, 95, maybe. I think it ran through like 97, maybe.
Yeah.
I always loved that series. I think it was just called Spider-Man the Animated Series. But that was my show. But the X-Men one is good too. And I don't know if you caught this, Miguel. You know the Wolverine meme of him laying on the bed looking.
Yeah, I saw those.
That was how Marvel revealed it. They were like, "We missed you two coming, whatever 2023 or what." I was like, "That's awesome, man." And it was kind of cool. I feel like that shows that they really do listen to the fans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, they do listen to the fans. They do. They do hear you. So I think that was kind of cool. Let me see. Let me get my stuff together here. Let's do this. How about we check out some trailers, Miguel?
Okay.
What do you think of that? Real quick, J Dead, with the multiverse, do you think we will get more Tobey and Andrew Spider-Man movies of No Way Home has a huge box office?
No.
I think it's going to have a huge box office. I'm not going to lie. I think we might.
I think we
might. I mean, there are 2 films on Tony's release slate that are untitled Marvel films.
Do what?
There are 2 films for like 2023 and 2024 on Sony's release slate that are untitled Marvel films. And there's a lot of speculation that it's Spider-Man 4 and The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
No.
Do you not want them to? Like, do you not want it to? Do you want No Way Home to be the end of their story?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Needs to be.
I mean,
we have Tom Holland.
Do you want another
man, we have Tom Holland, okay?
Film?
And pretty soon we'll get Miles Morales, and I'm okay with that storyline coming to fruition. And yeah, the Spider-Verse would be dope, and we're gonna get it to a certain degree, but they got to go back home, and they got to have like a good conclusion. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to continue it. At that point, you're just cash grabbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's heartbroken by my opinion.
So you wouldn't want
I don't want to see Andrew Garfield taking on the Rhino, and I don't want to see Tobey Maguire taking on Carnage, because we already have all of that already. Because that's where the storyline was gonna fucking go.
But you don't want to see like what they would do?
No.
Really? That's kind of shocking to me.
The only thing I could probably see is Andrew Garfield, maybe. But Tobey Maguire, he's done. If he's in No Way Home, great. Make a good ending for him. Don't give me another movie.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I would have to see how No Way Home goes. I'm gonna have to see what Toby and Andrew's roles are in No Way Home, which I think it's supposed to be pretty big roles. I think one of the things that industry insiders are agreeing on right now is, I mean, it came out a while ago that Tobey Maguire has more screen time than Robert Downey Jr. did in Endgame. I mean, Tobey Maguire, I think, has both of them have big roles in No Way Home. It's not like a cameo or something. So I don't know. I'll have to see how their story kind of plays out. I'll have to see how those play out. Yeah, J-Dead, the 2 untitled films have been rumored to be Spider-Man or X-Men. Yeah.
I could see it being X-Men.
Sure. I wonder, I kind of thought about this the other day, Miguel. Do you think that Sony is going to keep X-Men? Or do you think Marvel is going to...
Well, do something.
It's weird. X-Men is weird. X-Men is kind of like Spider-Man, where I think, I don't know for sure. There are people that know this more than me. I think Disney owns some of the X-Men characters, but Sony owns another set of the X-Men characters. So I guess that's going to have to be another shared thing where they're going to have to kind of go back and forth. And I mean, and maybe that's part of the I think possibly they don't have all of those details ironed out yet. So maybe that's why we're not getting X-Men stuff, because honestly, that's something that a lot of people have been talking about is like, where are mutants? Where are the X-Men? How are the X-Men going to fit into all of this? Because even in the Secret Wars stuff, aren't the X-Men a really big role?
They have some. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I feel like in a lot of the storylines,
I think the
X-Men should have a huge part in that. So
I think with the overall with everything that happened in Eternals, if you guys haven't seen Eternals, I think everything that happened in Eternals could lead up to mutants coming, and I think that will because I don't think mutants are, because what happened in Eternals could be the seed that grows the mutants into the MCU, because just the fact that it's just the fact that, like, you talk about the deviants and the Eternals and how they're like a mutation into their genes. Guess what? If the Eternals end up if the Eternals were, they lived there for thousands of years, they did some fadoogly shit with some of us humans, they could pass on the genes for all the X-Men and all the mutants. So hey, that could be a possibility. So we're just gonna have to see where it goes, because obviously we know the MCU is one to take liberties. We saw that with Ego, where they widely called Ego a Celestial when he's not technically a Celestial, but they called him Celestial, and as you can see, he's not really a Celestial in the
There was actually an article about that. I don't remember what it was on. It might have been on Geekosity or something like that. But there was an article discussing Ego, and it was like, now that Eternals has come out, is Ego really a Celestial? Which I believe the answer is no, right?
No, he's not really a
He's
Celestial.
technically not one. So yeah, I don't know. So do you, all right, Miguel, do you want to check out trailer reactions first? Do you want to, we have trailers or teaser trailers for Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel. Do we want to check those out, or do we want to check out these other series first?
Quickly? No, we'll do the trailer reactions right now.
Okay, so let's do Moon Knight, because I know Moon Knight's been getting a lot of Moon Knight, excuse me, has been getting a lot of buzz lately about that series. So let's check out Moon Knight. Miguel, do you have that link?
Yeah,
I sent it to you. Okay, here we go. So this is the teaser trailer for Marvel Studios' Moon Knight. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Guys, I don't know much about Moon Knight, so this will be interesting.
Between my waking life and dreams.
The voice in your head.
Oh.
It devours you.
Oh.
So short.
Okay. Short, but it looks dark. I'm with you on that. I don't know very much about Moon Knight, but I know he's a fan favorite character, and a lot of people are super excited that he's finally making his MCU debut.
Yeah. All I know from Moon Knight is that I think he suffers some type of personality disorders that contributes to
Yeah.
him trying to be some human and him trying to deal with being the Moon Knight. So I mean, hey,
and
it'll
even
be interesting, and you could see that with Oscar Isaac's acting in that. He's gonna do a good job.
Right. And even going back to Disney Investor Day of last year, Kevin Feige said Moon Knight is going to be a very psychological, almost like a psychological thriller / horror type deal. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a little darker, I think.
It's going to be,
it looks at, he's pummeling somebody. When we turn to that shot of the Sphinx, he is pummeling and you saw Reeves, Batman, Robert Pattinson just like going at it, kind of pummeling somebody.
And you saw how like he in one of those scenes he like comes back into like his own mind and he's just standing around 4 broken bodies. So
how crazy would that be, dude? If he like snaps back into his own self and there's just bodies laid around him, like dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that movie that we saw. You remember that movie where it was a woman, she had like that split personality. She had the twin, that tumor.
Yeah.
That melanoma.
Oh God, I don't think it'll be like that. Not like malignant.
Hey, no, but what I mean is like that like not knowing he can't not really fully comprehending that he's becoming like that Moon Knight character, him like trying to grasp like how to balance that. I think that'd be an interesting aspect for him to like kind of like a werewolf kind of thing. Like he can't control being that and doing what he does.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know. That's an interesting one, man. I'll be curious to see where they go with Moon Knight. I know Moon Knight's also supposed to have like a Middle Eastern vibe to it too, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot too. It'll be a different. I like that we're starting to see the Marvel universe in different places. Like Hawkeye has a very Christmassy vibe to it, and I think that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see a Christmas-based Marvel show. Kind of going to the Middle East. We're going in deep space with Eternals. We're going in different places, and I'm kind of down for it. You know what I mean? I think it'll be kind of cool. So which one do you want to check out first? Do you want to save She-Hulk for last, or you want to check out Miss Marvel right now?
Check out Miss Marvel because I'm actually kind of excited for that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Overall.
So let's check out Miss Marvel. Here we go. So this is the official teaser trailer for Marvel Studios' Ms. Marvel. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and play.
Kamala, let's talk about you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City. You save the world.
Maybe now they do.
I got this, right?
Totally.
All right.
Absolutely gave us nothing.
I know that showed a lot less than even Moon Knight did. That didn't really show anything. That was kind of nothing. But I mean, okay, cool. So I don't know. That'll be a cool one. I know now that we know that Captain Marvel 2 is titled The Marvels. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see kind of how that's going to work as well, and kind of how their stories tied together. I know Captain Marvel is kind of an idol for her, and she's kind of someone she really looks up to, and I mean as a superhero. So
I swear,
that'll be kind of interesting.
I read somewhere that Kamala Khan's powers are not going to be what we think in the comics, where it's going to be kind of Green Lantern-ish and not like her actually being able to like elongate her body,
like a Mr. Fantastic type deal.
Yeah, she has that power to some degree
because isn't she
Mr.
similar
Fantastic.
to Mr. Fantastic?
I have no clue.
I think she's kind of similar to it. And I'm going off of the crappy Avengers game that just came out. Because she's
that's where we're going off of right now, guys.
I know characters that we don't know a whole lot about, but I'm cool with that. Look at the Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know much about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew who they were, but I didn't know much about them until now. And I mean, look at it now. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy are arguably one of the most popular.
Cards,
I know. I mean, it's one of the most popular ones.
It's just my thing is that if they make her, because it's supposed to be like a Green Lantern thing where she's like, it's like stuff like that, and that Miss Marvel trailer was like striptease. Yeah, honestly, it was. Literally gave us nothing. Dead ass.
So
But
I don't know.
yeah. Like, look, the only thing my main gripe is if she's not gonna have her powers like she does in the comics, and it's gonna be like some technology based thing.
Mm-hmm.
The shit is built from Tony Stark. I'm walking out of my fucking TV.
Miguel
Swear
is,
to God.
if you don't know, Miguel is over the whole taking Tony Stark's technology like inner storyline. Like, move on from Tony Stark.
Yeah, unless you're gonna bring him back, like for fuck's sakes,
I know.
keep him 6 feet
And
under.
I love Robert Downey Jr. I do. He's in like my top 5 favorite actors. I love him. But yeah, I agree. We need to move away from the Tony Stark armor thing. It's just it's to the point where it's like, all right, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So Miguel, let's do this. This is the one I'm arguably the most excited for. Let's check out the teaser trailer for She-Hulk.
All of these are 30 seconds. I wonder how pissed off these people had to be at Disney Plus Day. They're probably like 30 minutes. All I got was like a minute and a half of just new footage.
Yeah.
Out of here.
There were a lot of people who actually said they were like, Disney didn't handle this the best. Like, they could have given a little bit, like they could have given a little bit more than they did. But
yeah,
so be it. At least we're getting something. And it is kind of interesting. You know, a year ago these titles were announced, and now a year later we're only getting like 30-second teasers that don't really show anything. You know what I mean?
Which I'm sure is COVID related, but
probably.
But
all right, let's check it out, man. I'm super excited for this one. Again, I'm a huge Hulk fan, so this is the teaser trailer for Marvel Studios' She-Hulk in 3, 2, 1, play.
I'm Jennifer Walters.
Bendy.
I'm a normal lawyer.
No, you're not.
Sure.
Not that normal.
These transformations are
Hey!
triggered by anger and fear.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
What the fuck?
What?
Wait, why'd that go very sad? Why'd that go?
No.
Why did that go like
no.
Luke Ferrigno-ish?
What the hell is that?
Why did it go?
What is that?
Yeah, like literally take me back to like 1970 something with Luke Ferrigno playing as a Hulk and whatever his fucking name is playing as Thor.
They even dropped the "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." They even dropped that line. What?
I'm not gonna lie, She-Hulk looks dope, and like all out green, she looks dope. But the fuck am I? So like I'm confused. Is she gonna get is Bruce? Is Bruce giving her the gamma radiations?
I don't know. Also,
we have Professor Hulk with a fully restored arm.
Yeah, and at the end of Shang-Chi, he was not the Hulk.
He was not the Hulk.
Is this gonna? We're not gonna backtrack, are we? Is this gonna take place before Endgame? I hope not.
Oh, that could be.
I hope not. I don't want to. I don't want to backtrack too much. Like, I don't know. J-Did says, "Okay, She-Hulk trailer, weird AF."
It was, but it was the most intriguing one out of.
I know. I'm kind of. What are they doing there? Is he really giving her gamma radiation?
I don't know.
Why would Bruce Banner of all people do that? Because Bruce Banner is literally like the one who's like, I wish this would have never happened to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would I don't know. I'm very intrigued. And again, why is his arm fine? Like, there's even a better shot in a second. Like, hold on.
Anger and fear.
He uses the arm that he snapped with.
I feel like they purposely used that shot. Like, very purposely. His arm is fine. Did he heal? I mean, did he heal from the Infinity Stone? Like, from when he snapped with the gauntlet?
I'm sure by now. I think
did they find a way to... I don't...
I think possibly what could happen is... Bruce Banner, healed his arm and he went back to humans, but he can transform into Professor Hulk. I think that could be a case. I don't know.
But if they're gonna do World War Hulk, though, we got to get Savage Hulk back at some point. You know what I mean? He's got to go back to the Hulk, like Savage Hulk, at some point.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also, what is that? That is blowing my entire mind. What is this?
I'm not sure how to react to Like, why would we be going back to like
Dude,
this era? That's
Mark
my
Ruffalo
question.
looks like he works in a high-rise paper company in Ohio, like in Chicago, and he's like taking her out on a date. Like this looks like an 80s sitcom. Like I feel like that's what I'm looking at right now.
It does, but hey, if they, I'm gonna trust more. I'm gonna trust MCU with this. I'm gonna trust Disney with it.
Jay did. That's an interesting idea. He found a way to heal himself, and she has something wrong that he thinks he can heal her, but it backfires. That's an interesting thought. And I know, like, she's specifically, she is a superhero lawyer. So it's been talked about before. Kevin Feige even teased last year a lot of different characters are going to show up in She-Hulk. Like this is going to be a very big melting pot of characters.
She's gonna be the lawyer that literally battles the Sokovia Accords like left and right.
I mean, she's
like,
a superhero lawyer, so it makes
I think
sense.
that's pretty much her.
I mean, that's not what I wanted. Sorry.
I'm Jennifer. Normal.
I mean, she looks good.
I'm not gonna lie. When you sent me these links and I saw the thumbnail, I thought that was Gamora.
Why would Gamora be in She-Hulk though?
I was confused because that looks like Gamora. If I'm looking at the thumbnail right now, I thought I was like, okay, there's Gamora.
Yeah, I don't know.
Boy, if She-Hulk and Gamora like ever meet up, that's gonna be funny as fuck.
Yeah, because they look so similar. Yeah, it will. That'll be kind of funny. Art says, do you guys remember She-Ra?
Who is She-Ra?
No. No, I don't. Art, what is She-Ra?
Oh, is that the new TV show? Is that the new like Netflix show?
I'm not sure what that is.
I've heard good things about this show. Been meaning to check it out. I think this is like based off of if I'm not mistaken, is this based off of Masters of the Universe?
Oh, is it a Masters of the Universe thing?
I think so.
He-Man! As Dave McRae says, He-Man, you boob.
Oh, yeah, it is.
She-Ra, Princess of Power. I'll have to look that up. I don't know what that is. I'm not I don't really know the He-Man Master of the Universe stuff. I'm not very up to date on that stuff.
That is before our time. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I know. It's very before our time, so I'm not completely I'm not sure. So real quick, Miguel, we're at 1 hour and 18 minutes, guys. Also, if you are watching the show, please be sure leave us a like. Make sure you leave us a like, and maybe even consider, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to our channel. That really helps us out a whole lot. What about Rainbow Bright and the Cabbage Patch Kids?
No, I've never seen them.
No. Nope. Don't know. Sorry, buddy. All right, let's check out a couple more of these shows just to these are quick. There are no videos. There's just a few different we're just going to go down the line. So new logo for Secret Invasion. We have a new logo and a new synopsis for Secret Invasion. The series stars Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn as the Skrull Talos, characters who first met in Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. The crossover comic event series showcases a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls who have been infiltrating Earth for years. Miguel, your thoughts on Secret Invasion and what we can expect?
I have no clue. I mean, because you saw what happened in like Spider-Man Far From Home. I mean, Fury is in a spaceship with I forgot what his name is. The Skrulls out on some type of secret mission, and obviously it's going to be involved with Secret Invasions, and maybe that's why we get like a really aged Nick Fury, because he's just been in space for so long, and I'm sure that could take a toll on someone for a while. And I'm curious to see how this will play in. And so pretty much who's all in there is what's her name? Is Captain Marvel in Secret Invasions?
No, but what's her name? Who I hate myself. Who am I thinking of? Monica from WandaVision. She is confirmed to be in this series. Monica, what's her last name? Starts with an R.
Rambo.
Monica Rambeau. She is confirmed to be in Secret Invasion as well.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. My only thing is, isn't Secret Invasion supposed to happen like in the comics? A couple years after Civil War, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. But I'm confused as in regards to how this ties in with the storyline, which obviously is not gonna be the case. And also, did you know Emilia Clarke's gonna be in Secret Invasion?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is she gonna play as a Skrull? I think.
I believe she's a Skrull. Yeah, I think
it's a secret
the title Skrulls.
Yeah.
I don't think they've actually revealed her role yet, but I assume she's going to be a Skrull. So that's an interesting one. Art says, should they reboot X-Men the animated series?
They're not rebooting it.
No, they're not rebooting. They're doing X-Men 97, which is essentially like a soft reboot. It's basically a continuation. It's not really a reboot of it, but they're continuing the original series.
Yeah, kind of like how they did with Star Wars: The Clone Wars. They just added more stories to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I don't think it's gonna be like a lot. I think they're just gonna like do like maybe one or two more seasons, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, definitely. J Dead says, "Gotta go. Y'all have a good night and stay safe." Absolutely, buddy.
Peace out to you, man.
Shoot us a message on social media if you can, and we'll get mods going soon. We'll get that rolling soon. So if you want to be a mod for us, because I think we're starting to get some spam going in the chat. So not at this moment, but earlier we did, and in the last couple of shows. So yeah, Art and J Dead, definitely. If you guys want to send us a message, we'll get you set up as mods. So take it easy, buddy. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you later. So next big series, that's the wrong button. I didn't want to click that. And I know this is going to make all of the horror fans and all of us happy. Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies, man. We are getting a full series. I don't know where it is. Here it is. Marvel Zombies, the animated series from Marvel Studios, reimagines the Marvel Universe as a new generation of heroes battle against an ever-spreading zombie scourge. Directed by executive producer Brian Andrews and written by executive EP Zeb Wells. So, Miguel, Marvel Zombies, buddy. We are getting a whole Marvel Zombies series. And that is amazing. That's amazing.
That is going to be interesting to say the least.
Do you think it's going to be like an anthology, like every episode is going to be a different story? Or do you think that it's going to be a continuous story from episode to episode?
It would be cool to have an anthology.
I think
people really don't grasp how cool anthologies are. It's like different. You get a different story every episode.
Yeah, definitely. Art says, what's Marvel Zombies? Dude, Marvel Zombies is one of the most incredible Marvel storylines in the comics. Essentially, it's what if the zombie apocalypse happened within the Marvel universe? So it's like, what if Marvel superheroes are dying and becoming zombies? And what if other Marvel superheroes and other Marvel characters are having to survive the zombie apocalypse set in this universe with that technology and aliens and the Avengers and the X-Men? It's wild, like complete wild sauce. It's crazy. But it's definitely, as Miguel said earlier, it's a very
depressing.
It is. It's dark. I mean, it's not a feel-good storyline. It's dark and it's gritty. What platform is it going to be on? It's going to be on Disney Plus. These all came out from Disney Plus Day, so it is going to be on Disney. I think it might just be on Disney Plus. I know one of the other ones. I think. What was the other one? Maybe X-Men 97. I believe is supposed to be on something else as well. But I think this is just
Hulu. I think X-Men 97 is supposed to be on Hulu.
Yes, Hulu. No. It was Predator.
Oh yeah,
the Predator film is supposed to be on the Disney Predator film is supposed to be on Hulu as well. Art says Twilight Zone, American Horror Story. I enjoy a good anthology. Yeah, man, me too. I enjoy dark things. So do we. I love me some grit. Bring it on. Yeah, and I hope Disney really goes. Surprisingly, What If did have some grit to it. It did. And I think maybe that's going to be their outlet to do darker storylines, is in their animated stuff. I find it interesting.
Is this going to be animated?
Yeah, I believe so. I hope
Okay.
so. Ooh, well, yes, because they can't get all the other. There's no way they would get the actors to do that. There's no way.
That is true. That is true.
There's no way. They
That's
would
a
have
lot
to
of
make
money.
it animated. Yeah, that's a lot of moolah. Ooh, Evil of Haddonfield says, I always wondered what the Hulk would look like as a zombie.
Well, if you read Marvel Civil War Part 2, you'll see a zombie Hulk. And it's pretty fucking rough, like to say the least.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Art says, do you guys like Adult Swim? Yes, but I haven't been able. I haven't had cable in about a year and a half, so I haven't been able to watch Adult Swim in a long time. I used to watch Family Guy every single night. Literally every single night, I would watch Family Guy, and I haven't in a while. But yes, the answer is yes. What about you, Miguel?
Boy, I used to sneak my way into the TV room just to watch. Yeah, I used to watch Adult Swim a lot. There was a show, I forgot what it's called. It was an anime. I forgot what it's called. It's like Inuyasha, I think. It was weird because that's how I knew. Yeah, I would watch that one, and even though I don't know anything about the story, the only thing I remember was it would start, I would fall asleep, wake up, and then I would get the end credits, and I fucking loved it. Like I was completely okay with that. I need to watch the show though. It looks dope.
Yeah. So speaking of WandaVision, we mentioned WandaVision a few minutes ago. The villain, Agatha Harkness, who was played by Kathryn Hahn, who did a fantastic job playing Agatha, is getting her own Disney Plus series, Agatha House of Harkness. And the official description for this series says, Agatha House of Harkness will reveal more about the character first introduced in Marvel Studios' WandaVision. Jack Schaefer, who served as head writer and executive producer on WandaVision, returns for Agatha House of Harkness. Be sure to hide all dogs named Sparky. So this
Sparky.
one kind of, Julia was actually, she mentioned this. She was actually like pretty excited for this. Miguel, what are your thoughts on Agatha House of Harkness?
I literally did not know who Agatha was. And when on WandaVision came out, I didn't know who Agatha was.
Oh, I thought you meant now. I was like, are you what?
No, I know who Agatha is.
I was like, she's been getting buzzed for months. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. But in regards to like knowing her like in the comics, no clue. I know she's supposed to be a lot older than what they're playing with in Marvel Studios now. But honest to God, like, hey, she was loved so much in WandaVision. I'm not surprised they gave her
did a great job.
She did.
She was a great villain. She was an intriguing villain. Even when she showed up in Loki for that like 2 seconds, everybody was like, "Oh!" It was like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's got his like whiskey and he's like,
"Yep, 100%."
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. It intrigues me more than anything because we can't really comment or weigh in on like where we think this is gonna go. I mean, it's just kind of like I don't know where it's gonna go. I think, but based on this description, revealing more about the character, I'm curious to see what more what more her character is gonna do, and what more we're gonna see from Agatha. So I don't know.
I don't know where it could. I mean, is she gonna break free of the?
I want to break free.
Is she gonna break free from the thing Wanda put her in? Like at the end of WandaVision, or is this gonna be like her like before she even got stuck in Wanda's trance?
But did she already break free? I want to break free. Did she already break free? Because she was in Loki, remember?
That was multiple timelines.
So that was, oh my God. So that was Agatha from a different timeline in Loki?
Yeah. I had to.
What?
Yep. Welcome to the multiverse saga, my guy.
Well, welcome to the multiverse saga, where nothing is ever going to make sense ever again.
Never.
So I don't know. I that'll be a fun series to just see where it goes, to see what we get. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested. I love the way Kathryn Hahn played that character. I thought she was utterly fantastic. So next series, we are getting Ironheart. This is the continuation of the Iron Man series. The series stars Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, a genius inventor who creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man.
Welcome back, Tony Stark.
This one intrigues me a little bit because you're playing games with my heart a little bit, because I almost, part of me is almost like, Tony's gone. Like, leave it alone. Like, leave Iron Man alone. You know what I mean?
This is the way it had to go with the comics. Like, soon as Tony is like out of commission, Ironheart comes into play.
So yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
It will be interesting because
there's not much of a description for this one either. It's literally just Riri Williams, a genius inventor who creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. Like, that's it.
Yeah, and
that's
what
all
we may
know.
see is Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. coming back to reprise his role as Riri Williams' AI, because I think that's what happens in the comics.
That'd be interesting. I don't know if I like that though. I don't know if he would want to do that. I think I love Robert Downey
Jr. is always down to play. And since Doolittle, yeah, he probably wants to redeem himself a little bit.
I think he's done though. I think you know, it's like Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is an incredible actor. Johnny Depp and Robert Downey Jr. are in my top 5 favorite actors of all time. And I love both of them, but Robert Downey Jr. will always be Tony Stark. He just will. Just in the same way as Johnny Depp will always and forever be Jack Sparrow. Like, there's just, they're synonymous. You know what I mean? They're the characters that made them. So I don't know. I feel like Endgame was his love letter to Tony, and that was the end of Tony's story. So I feel like when Tony died, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know if he would want to come back and play the AI voice, because I feel like he's said his goodbye to the character. You know what I mean? He talked about, like, when they did the reshoots to do the I Am Iron Man scene, when he snaps and he said, like, when they filmed that, like, when he was crying at the end, like when he had the Infinity Stones, like in the Iron Man suit, and he said, I am Iron Man, and he snapped and he was like in tears. Like, he said he was actually in tears. Like, that was his final scene as Iron Man. I mean, like, that was it. You know what I mean? And he said that was so difficult for him. So I feel like coming back to the role would be equally as difficult. You know what I mean?
No, I think he may come back.
And I don't know, you might be in the same page as the Oct. The Oct says they'll let Iron Man go when it stops making money. Which,
most likely.
I don't know, man. It's the mouse. It's the Mickey Mouse. Guilty.
Yep.
I don't know. Mickey says guilty. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and also it'll be interesting for sure, because I hope they bring Rhodey and War Machine back into Ironheart, so at least he has some more screen time than he did with.
That's an interesting idea. Is Rhodey going to be in Ironheart? Are we going to get an Iron Wars? Because we know Iron Wars is Rhodey's show.
Mm-hmm.
But is Rhodey going to cross over? Is he going to be in Ironheart?
He's going to have to at least make a small cameo.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be the same premise as Falcon and Winter Soldier, where Sam literally has to figure out whether or not he wants to take the mantle or not.
Don Cheadle will get another Oscar nomination.
I know.
Do you remember his tweet? He which I don't think Don Cheadle even uses Twitter that much, but when he got his Oscar nomination for Falcon, he was like, I was literally in the show for less than 4 minutes. He was like, what? He's like, yeah. I mean, I'm honored, but like, why? So I don't know, but I'm sure Don Cheadle will make an appearance. We have just a few of them left, guys. We are at 1 hour and 30 minutes. If you have not hit that like button already, please hit that like button. Let's check out next one, which I know we kind of said, not that we're not excited for it, but it's not at the top of our list in terms of like the most exciting shows we're going to get. I Am Groot. Enough said. No, I'm kidding. The series of shorts follows Baby Groot's glory days growing up and getting into trouble among the stars, directed by executive producer Kristen Lapore. So this will be like short episodes. This will be like a collection of short films, basically. Similar to, I think, the way they've done Doug Days, which is the Up spinoff on Disney Plus, which is really cute. I don't know if you've ever watched that, any of you guys, but it's about the dog from Up who's got squirrel.
Yeah, I remember Doug.
It's really cute. We've watched a few episodes of it. It's pretty cool. So this is just going to be literally like a short. It's just short stories about Groot being Groot. It'll be interesting. This will be a good kid show. Like I bet a lot of kids are going to like this.
Yeah, I'm sure. So it's going to be like. Is it going to be about Baby Groot?
Dark. Yeah,
what?
It's going to be Baby Groot. Watch them go super dark, and this is the show that's like, damn, like it goes crazy with how dark it is and whatever. But yeah, that'll be fun. I Am Groot will be a fun show.
Yeah, I hope they bring I hope they bring Rocket and the whole Guardians cast in it because he has to be. They have to be with Groot. Just saying, they wouldn't leave Groot out just to do his shenanigans. So obviously, the Guardians of the Galaxy have to be in this show.
Yeah, for sure. We have 2 more shows left before we wrap this bad boy up. And there's one, if you've noticed, I'm saving for last. This is a show. Again, not a character, Maya Lopez, a character that I'm not too familiar with. I know she's got ties to Hawkeye, which this description says this series stars, like what Cox says, Maya Lopez, a character who will be introduced in Marvel Studios' Hawkeye, which Hawkeye, by the way, Hawkeye is apparently dope. Like fantastic first 2 episodes. And it's set at Christmas time. So, I mean, it's going to be good. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, Miguel, do you know much about Echo? Because
I know that I think she's the daughter of Kingpin, which is what makes it really dope because that hints at the point that maybe we're going to get, that probably confirms even more that Charlie Cox is coming to the MCU. Yeah. And I'm excited for that because I forgot his name, Vincent, whatever the fuck, is coming back as Kingpin. He played a great Kingpin. And if he's coming back, Charlie Cox has to come back. I'm just saying, I'm on the train of bring back Daredevil, 100%.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I think Daredevil's coming back.
Yeah, and I think Echo is going to be a great addition to that whole side story or side world. Because obviously, since we're entering to the multiverse saga, we still have to keep some things down to earth. So obviously, like, Echo and Hawkeye are the ones that are going to keep us down to earth.
Yeah. And, I watched Warren Thompson's reaction. I watched Michael Roman, All Fires, his reaction. The reactions about Hawkeye, which, of course, the review embargo does not lift for, I think, a couple more weeks. But now that there's reaction videos about Hawkeye, a lot of them are saying it's very grounded. It's very different from what we've seen with Loki and WandaVision, and even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, apparently. Hawkeye is a very grounded show, but it's cool. And I think it's what I've heard, it's done very well. And I believe the opening scene is going to blow people away from what I've heard. I don't know anything about it, and I purposely haven't looked into it. But I've heard the one constant between everybody who has put up a reaction video to the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye that got a screener is that the opening of that series is going to blow people's socks off. Like one of the coolest Marvel intros of any show or of any Marvel property that we've gotten, which is pretty cool.
Hawkeye?
So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
it's pretty bold right there.
I know, so that's pretty cool. But there's the thing that intrigues me about Echo is kind of looking into it real briefly today. She's got ties to Daredevil, Kingpin, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, but just a bunch of different characters that she's got ties to. So that's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see kind of where that show is going to go and what all we're going to get. Like you said, Kingpin is probably going to be a big part of that show. And if Kingpin is going to be a big part of that show, Daredevil is going to be a big part of that, of this storyline moving forward. And if Daredevil is a big part of that storyline moving forward, Spider-Man's going to be a big part of that storyline moving forward. And if Spider-Man's going to be a big part of that storyline moving forward, and Venom, and this, that's how
they to the ground, my guy.
That's how the multiverse storyline feels. It's just like, here's a character. It's like there was I don't know, there's a football commercial or something a while ago. He's like,
trying to like jump to different
I know
stories.
that's how it feels. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? Where are we going? It's just so much. So yep, there's Echo. It'll be interesting. Now, the series I saved for last, and Miguel, you already know what this is, probably.
Yeah, I do.
It's an interesting one, given everything that we have been talking about with Spider-Man No Way Home, given all of the buzz about these Spider-Man villains and this multiversal storyline. There's so much going on in the world of Spider-Man. And today, Disney Plus added Spider-Man Freshman Year to its release slate for the next slate of Disney Plus releases. So Spider-Man Freshman Year, this animated series follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU with a journey unlike we've ever seen and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. Written by executive producer Jeff Trammell. So a couple of things come to mind. First of all, do you think this is going to be Spider-Man's origin story? Are we going to get the origin story in this film or in this series? Or is this going to be like year one Spider-Man?
This is probably going to be year one Spider-Man with like onesie Spider-Man suit.
I mean, obviously this is animated. I assume Tom Holland is going to voice Peter Parker.
I don't know. Did Sony allow that?
I feel like every time we mention Spider-Man, I feel like you have to be like Disney and Sony, like the two parents fighting over, like, hey, stop. Like,
yeah,
just agree to disagree. Stop.
Yeah, did Sony get their check yet? I don't know. Is he gonna voice it? We don't know. Because I don't think Tom Holland voiced Spider-Man in the Marvel What If.
Yeah.
I don't know
if
he
funny.
did.
It's funny you say that about Sony getting their check because somebody mentioned that the other day about John Carpenter with Halloween Ends, because David Gordon Green was like, we really want John Carpenter's approval. This is an ode. Halloween Ends is an ode to John Carpenter's lifetime of work or whatever. And somebody was like, look at John Carpenter, man. Look at what he said in the past. They were like, John Carpenter is probably like, am I going to get a paycheck? And David Gordon Green's like, yeah. And he's like, then the script looks great. like, do whatever you want then. I don't care. As long as I get my paycheck. I feel like that's how Sony is with Spider-Man. They're like,
am I going to get a check?
Like, you could take Spider-Man to Mars if you want. Like, cool. Like, as long as we get our check, that's fine. No, I think this is going to be a cool series. It'll I hope it's done in a little bit of a different style than the other MCU animated series we've gotten. I don't want it to necessarily be a what if. I think they can do like really serious storylines with this. And again, kind of like what we talked about with Bruce Banner, Peter Parker is a very complex character, actually, because even kind of looking at what Stan Lee has said about Peter Parker in the past, part of the draw and the love about that character is that he's a real kid with real kid problems, but also having to be a superhero and having to fight these villains and having to find out more about himself. The whole with great power comes great responsibility thing. I mean, it's just there's a lot you can do with that. And I think there's a lot of stuff we can do with that series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree. And honestly, it'll be interesting to see freshman year Spider-Man, because we wouldn't be getting like Spider-Man that was literally disintegrated, lost Tony Stark, and was literally betrayed by Mysterio. We wouldn't be getting any of that.
Yeah.
And we would most likely be getting like the most naive Spider-Man we probably will ever see.
Right.
On the screen. 100%.
Yeah. So I don't know. That'll be a cool show. It'll be really, really cool to see how that whole thing unfolds. So once again, man, there it is. Let's get all of these shows up again. Here is the full Disney Plus Marvel Studios release slate. You have X-Men 97, Echo, Spider-Man freshman year, Agatha, House of Harkness, Marvel Zombies, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, What If Season 2, which we didn't even really talk about, but I mean, what is there to really talk about with What If Season 2? I Am Groot, Ironheart, and Secret Invasion, all coming to Disney Plus over the next year and a half, 2 years. So there is a lot going on, man. There are a lot of storylines and a lot of different directions that the Marvel universe is about to take. So, and we're excited for all of it. And you know, like we said, this episode. We're at an hour and 45 minutes here, and this is kind of serendipitous and kind of poetic to our origins that we're even talking about this, because again, we started this show because of Disney Investor Day 2020, and it's, you know, it's like, here we go, on to next year, you know what I mean, on to the next set of Marvel releases. And I wonder if they're gonna, are we having another Disney Investor Day? Is that happening?
Well, I mean, I doubt it, since they already just did a Disney Plus Day.
I mean, are we having a Disney Investor Day? There's Disney Investor Day 2021. There's Disney Plus Day. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have Disney Investor Day.
Not at least until the next phase, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, it just looks like we're having a Disney Plus Day, which is fine. I just, I don't know. It's interesting. So, guys, please, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for all of the support over the last couple of months. Really over the last 11 months since we started doing this. You guys are the reason we do this. And, you know, please, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. We do new shows every single Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have this show, which is our main show. We have Purely and Simply Evil, which is our horror-based show where we are going to take a look and revisit all old horror films. We're going to start with a lot of the Halloween films at first, move our way, since we're in that season, to finish up fall. We're going to move into Christmas horror films, and we're just going to keep on rolling with that. Real quick, the Ox's Marvel Zombies looks like the most interesting to me personally. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a really cool show, man, and we're excited for all of it. We will have reviews for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, Spider-Man No Way Home, all of that stuff when it drops, our most anticipated films of the year. And of course, coming in hot right at the end, 28,947,100 seconds until Halloween ends.
I love you, Ock. I love you.
Ock, we love you, buddy. Thank you so much for always posting in the chat. Guys, that is going to do it for episode number 50 of Let's Talk Movies. Once again, our 50th episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys are the absolute best. We hope you have an incredible rest of your weekend. New episodes of Let's Talk Movies and Let's Talk Movie. And I said that wrong once again. I'm still saying Let's Talk Movie News because I can't even get my stuff together. New episodes of Let's Talk Movies podcast premiere every single Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at We Talk the Movies. Guys, have an incredible rest of your weekend. We are going to spend our weekend doing some commentaries and getting ready for more episodes of Purely and Simply Evil. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. We love you. We thank you. And we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.
50.